Good afternoon and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. I'm certainly glad to have you. As always, we want to thank BTC Fiber for sponsoring our program, and you can see this program on BTC Fiber's YouTube page as well as BTC Fiber's cable channel 18. And also would like to thank our sponsor, Needful Things General Store, Kim Fuller. There, go by and visit her. You might find some things you need, you might find some things you don't need but just want anyway. So go by and check it out. And today we have with us Gerald and Debbie Morrison. They're the founders of Serenity Pointe, and you might know them best at the store they have in downtown Dunlap. But this is on location at their place here on their property. And thank you for letting us come out. Appreciate it.
We're so glad to have you. Beautiful place, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. It really is.
Not to our glory, but to God's glory.
And that's one thing we wanted to try to inform people about is what your property is about, what y'all do. Because I know y'all got a lot of things going on and have been for a long time. And so we want to talk about that. So first of all, let me ask, what brought you the idea of starting this building and this property here?
Well, actually, we believe that the Lord in prayer spoke to us and told us that we were to do this ministry. And the first thing he told us was that someday we would have a retreat. And he clearly gave me the directions on what it would be like. But that was actually 17 years in coming to a fullness. In the meantime, we had a halfway house. Mm-hmm. And Gerald and I started Serenity, taking homeless people into our home. And finally, we realized you can want to do good all day long, but you got to have some money. Thus, we opened up Serenity Thrift. And Serenity Thrift is how became the avenue to fund what we do. Mm-hmm. And so which by the way, we've been doing Serenity 15 and a half years.
Wow, that long.
I know.
It doesn't seem that long. I know it's been here for a while. It's that long, doesn't it?
Well, sometimes we say we can't believe it's been 15 years, but we can't imagine our life not doing it. Yeah. We've been doing it for so long.
Well, I know y'all affect a lot of people that go in there because I know when you're all open, I always see the cars in the parking lot, so y'all stay pretty busy.
We have. I will say this to Dunlap's credit, the Chamber's tourism, that they work heavily to get into the community because we are downtown in downtown, because we are downtown Dunlap. The tourism stuff is really upped our business.
Really?
Which really gives us a lot more money to make a difference for this community. So it's a win-win.
And you mentioned the money. A lot of people that own businesses, they're out to make a profit and help build their business, but y'all use your money for other things. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
We can, and we can start by saying we don't take a dime. We are very blessed. We had great careers. To God be the glory. And we live off our own. When we had the homeless folks in our home, before we had Serenity Thrift, we lived off our own savings account. And then we realized that was going to go too quickly and that we needed to open the store. But we do not take a salary or anything from the store. When we say it goes for the good, it goes for the good. We currently fund House of Hope, which serves Squatchy in Bledsoe County. Mm-hmm. And then we fund the Cancer Network. And then today we actually have met, and we're going to be doing some help with the Thrive program here in Dunlap. So we're truly about this valley, this community.
So you're taking... when people think of your business, you're not pocketing anything. You're helping putting it right back into the community.
Yes, we do. You get the people say, "Well, I can't believe you will charge for this stuff. It was free to you." And I'm like, "Well, no, it was only free when it was in your hand." And the minute it went in, I paid an employee to carry it in the building, to sort it, to clean it, to put it onto the floor, to check you out. I said so. We do pay our employees fair, very fair salary. I think that if you're in ministry, you've got to start with the ministry first with your employees. And so I don't ask anyone to work at a scale that I wouldn't want to work at. Uh-huh. And so we pay the employees, but other than that, and we give off the top. We have a set amount that we give to these that we finance and give money to. And when we started out giving to them, there was months we didn't even make that to give to them. But we set it in our hearts how much we were going to give, so we gave it anyway.
Well,
so they don't get a percentage of what's left over. They get a percentage off the top, these that we fund.
And you also forgot to mention that we do to Israel.
Yes, we do fund 5% of all the sales in the dollar store goes to Israel. We work with orphans in Israel.
Orphans.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I imagine there's plenty there.
They are. And we work with the Israeli and the Arab orphans. The orphanages don't say, oh, you can only come in here for Israeli. It has Israeli and Arab orphans in the orphanages.
Which is the Palestinians.
Yes.
And I imagine that can be quite a, what am I trying to say, a challenging time with orphans.
Yes, it is. We've worked with a little bit of all ages and we've done a little bit of all things. But the last time we were there, we assigned teenage girls, 15 and 16. That was probably the best because they have a lot of questions.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was, and one of the things the audience will get a kick out of is that they asked me why we were there. And I said, because my Savior's Jewish. And when I did, one of the teenage girls went, oh, he walked on water.
Well, that's true.
So I thought, well, that's a cute answer.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about the things you do here. You mentioned your freedom support program.
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Well, we believe that people need support from all kinds of things that they need freedom from. It may be anxiety. It may be trauma healing. It may be marriage problems, addiction issues. And so we have several licensed counselors and those who have been in the field for years who's going to be volunteering. And after the first of the year, we're going to be doing freedom support classes. And we're also going to be doing a lot of marriage retreats here at the center.
That's neat because a lot of people think they can work their own problems out, but there's too many broken marriages for someone not to figure that out.
Right. And when we decided we was going to take training on that, I started looking at marriage retreats. Well, I can tell you why people don't go. It's too expensive.
That's true, too.
Yeah. Money and children is the two number one causes of divorce, not infidelity, money and children. And so if money is already a problem, how are you supposed to pay $1,500 for a weekend?
Yeah.
And that can be per person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a couple's paying $3,000, and some of them more.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
So we're going to do a sliding scale because someone who makes $30,000 a year shouldn't be paying the same price someone's making $100,000 a year. It's our fee for the retreat, and there has to be investment from the couple. They have to pay something because free is just what it is, free. You'll walk with nothing if you don't have anything invested.
That's true. And well, that's good because I know you got some cabins back here and things that you're working on trying to get it. I know you got a big work in progress here.
We are a little bit of a construction zone. By the end of December, we will have 4 cabins completed. Of course, the center is completed. And what we're doing in the center right now, we've had some health classes on better health living. And we've had just small, because we do have a classroom for 10 to 12 at a time to meet.
Uh-huh.
And for the center, we are renting it out to businesses that need a Christmas gathering or a board of directors meeting, or maybe a church that their women's group or men's group are looking for a place to do a Friday night, Saturday class. We've already done some of those here. But when we're finished, we're going to be able to house 16 people in the cabins starting in February of 2024. So it's on 51 acres, and as you can see, you don't stand anywhere without looking at the mountains. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is pretty here. That's one thing I like about it.
Yeah.
Well, now, you mentioned some things like on the freedom support, like I think you mentioned people with anxiety and other issues. A lot of people, I know some people that I've met in my lifetime, they try to write off things as, oh, you don't have anxiety, you just you just know that you're wrong. You just know, they're trying to push things off. But anxiety and depression is really a big thing in a lot of people, and people don't recognize some of the signs sometimes.
Well, I am a certified anger management teacher. And for 3 years, I taught the anger management classes, and the judges from Grundy, Marion, and Squatchy would order folks to my classes. And depression is anger turned inward.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and the world is not an easy place. Just calling it like it is, it's just a hard place. And so if it lasts too long and you don't get help, then you start having outbursts of anger. I mean, it's a domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'd be great to get some help at a level before it's out of control.
Well, a lot of people being out of control, that's where they tried to do everything on their own without seeking help, or didn't want people to know they were having issues, so they didn't tell anybody. But if they had told somebody, they might could have gotten some help.
Yeah, and there is absolutely no shame in asking for help. Matter of fact, I admire people who can actually ask for help. I mean, that just really shows what a better person you are, because you can see that you need help. And you love yourself, hopefully enough, or someone around you, hopefully enough, that you know things have got to change.
Yeah, they sure do. And let's see. You mentioned in your counseling, what all, because you talked about marriage counseling, I believe it was one area. Or do you have other areas you do in counseling?
Yes, with trauma healing.
Which is?
Yeah, trauma healing can have many forms. I know I don't like to use that cliche where your childhood is the reason you are the way you are in adulthood, because I truly do believe in adulthood we all get to make choices. But still, reality is reality. You could have went through some trauma that you've buried, and that it's manifesting itself in a lot of ways, and you don't sometimes even know that you're doing X and Y because of what happened way back at A and B.
Right.
And then sometimes in adulthood, there's so many things that could traumatize you in life. You know, us personally got a phone call, and our daughter-in-law of 24 years had been killed instantly in an accident. It took us a season not to feel the trauma from all of that, and then to watch the trauma that it caused our grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
And so we all know that kind of trauma, but sometimes there's just trauma that's buried that needs dealt with.
Yeah,
and
I
so,
taught with Michelle at the middle school.
did you?
I sure did.
Oh, I did not know that. Michelle was a sweetheart.
She was.
And her grown daughter, who's married now, is part of the ministry, joined us full-time in June.
Well, good.
And so, yes, her mom would be very proud.
Well, I'm sure she would. Sure she would. Well, you know, you mentioned trauma. A lot of times people think of trauma as maybe big accidents or something that happened, but a lot of times maybe it was something in your younger years that it triggered, but then you just tried to forget it and put it in your back burner, and all of a sudden, but it's still there and it pops up every now and then.
One of the things that happens from trauma is you can really develop a problem with trust issues. Because usually at the point of trauma, if it wasn't an accident like we just talked about, it was an event. Mm-hmm. And you trusted someone and they broke that trust, you know. And then you got children that are parents divorced. And, you know, no one got the help they needed, but that was, dramatic for a child. That's the reason why I say all the time we want to do the marriage counseling retreats, is because for the sake of a child, I can save a divorce.
Yeah. Well, I think those are needed because the majority of people, I think, do not reach out.
Yes, I agree.
And they need to reach out. And I guess some people think they want to. I've heard people say, well, I don't tell anybody my problems. Well, it's not really you telling them your problems. You're just saying, hey, I've got an issue I need dealt with.
Here's what I can tell you. They got the same problems that most other people had a divorce had too. I'm big on that Ecclesiastes saying there's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
You know, the devil wants you to think. Your enemy wants you to think that your problems are different from everyone else's and no one would understand and no one's been where you're at. But I promise you, many are, many have. And so it's good just to open up, because sometimes it just feels good to know that you're not crazy.
Yeah.
That people do feel the way you're feeling. Yeah. And sometimes it's okay to feel that way. That's kind of relief.
Yeah. Well, how can people get in touch with you if they want to either seek counseling or if they want to maybe rent the place or get in contact with you about other things? How can they get in touch with you?
Well, we have a Facebook, and I think you can see at the side, Simple Serenity Forum has his Facebook. You can private message us on the Facebook page, or you can visit the website, serenitypointe.org, and there's an info where you can contact us there. And I'm ashamed to say, I have to go ask Tanya what the new phone number. We have a new phone number, but I don't know it by heart.
That's all right.
But Tanya could maybe bring it to us.
But,
Here.
well, that's neat. Well, the website, of course, now everything's on the web. So,
Oh, no.
and I'm sure y'all have a presence there where you send out and people can see what y'all are doing.
Yes, we did take our pictures still at construction sites, so they're kind of at an angle, but we really do need to add some completion pictures on there. But yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It does.
I say I've seen this from the road, but I didn't realize it was this large, inside.
Yes, we can hold up to 80 on any kind of event that we have in here. So yeah, we're pretty good size of 5,000 square feet.
It's pretty.
It's so pretty. J.W. Morrison built it for us, and we've done a lot of country, as you can see, the beautiful wood that's behind us, and the Amish furniture come actually from Pennsylvania, from the Amish.
Really?
It
Wow.
did.
That's pretty.
Okay, and it's just peaceful. The number one comment that we get for anyone who comes onto the property is, "This is the most peaceful feeling place."
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, we pray on this property constantly, so we know who's hovering over.
Well, and it's right against the mountainside here, and that makes it pretty. And gives you, and of course, you're off the main drag, so a little, of course, it's just a little ways off of 111, but you still, when you get in here and look around, it's like,
Wow.
it's like you're out in the woods, you're all by yourself.
Yeah, and sometimes we have the deer and the turkeys, and we even have a mama bear and a papa bear, and we think they've had triplets. That's,
Really?
that's the signs we're seeing. So we're kind of
Wow.
like a zoo around here, too.
Well, I've had the deer and the turkeys, but not the bear. I hope I don't see the bear.
We have the bear. We have all this. We've seen the bear, and we've seen the evidence of the bear, so we have bears.
Well, is there any particular message you want to get out to people about your programs here and how what they need to know? Because I know a lot, as we've talked earlier, a lot of people don't necessarily know a whole lot about y'all. And is there a message you want to get out to people?
I do. One of the things, the reason that we've done the tiny homes is that we want to offer them, if the churches are bringing in missionaries, or a missionary needs to just come off the field for just a little while. Or I know when we had been doing Serenity about 10 years, we were exhausted. And everyone says, well, sometimes we don't know what you're doing. And I'm thinking, because we've been too busy doing to tell the public what we're doing. Someone offered us a 5-day getaway, and we went and just breathed, just rested. So that's a lot of what the tiny cabins are about, is letting people who do a good work, who are trying to change the world one person at a time like we are, to come breathe for a minute, or a missionary, or maybe a pastor of a small rural church that can never have a vacation, but then he would need a place to come and just breathe for a minute. So I plan to put up a little old truck out front in like a gas station, and we want to put a sign that says, "Enter on empty." And then as they drive off, we wanted to say, "Leave on full."
Oh,
So that's our goal, that whatever might have emptied you out in life, that when you come onto this property, you can definitely leave feeling full. And if I can say, we fund all of this through Serenity Thrift. I mean, it funds this, it funds the House of Hope, it funds the Cancer Network, and then the work in Israel. Because when you don't have to pay the founders, when the shoppers come in and they donate, it lets us do a lot of good.
And I'll mention too, of course, we talked this morning about your time in Israel, and a lot of people that may be viewing this and didn't hear that. Y'all were caught in the recent war there and had a tough time getting out.
I can tell you how you don't want to travel. You don't want to travel with an overnight bag, 4 days, 3 countries, 3 separate airlines, just to get back to good old Tennessee. That was rough. But to God be the glory that we crossed into the country of Jordan just 30 minutes before Israel was closed. But all of our belongings, except for what we brought that one overnight bag to go up to Jordan for one night. That's all we had with us.
Wow.
Yeah.
So all your other stuff's still over there.
Yes, all of it. And thank goodness it's safe. we've been going for years and doing this work we do over there, so our friends we can gather our stuff. But it's just,
Yeah.
you know, we were thankful to get out, and that is something too. We are going to be posting on our website and on our Facebook page. They are in great need of some supplies, and we're going to be sending it over.
And that might be something too we want to talk about on the supplies and what y'all do, and how you get it there.
Yeah. Well, we were getting it there through cargo ship, but that's like snail mail, and that can't happen now. They need it now. So we've already helped fund the flying of 2 cargo airplanes. One of the things that we helped fly over was 2,200 pounds of gorilla tape.
Gorilla tape.
Gorilla tape. So when we were asked, they needed gorilla tape, we're thinking, what? Yeah, but they actually needed to take all their weapons and their supplies and their extra bullets that was in, I'm not a gun person, to their gun so that they could reload. And so they needed gorilla tape to help with their equipment. And now they're asking for baby diapers, and baby wipes, and towels, twin sheets. They're starting over. We're gonna post some stories. We got a letter on Friday of 3 family stories of what they've been through. One situation was so sad because this family was Jewish and was in Ukraine, fled Ukraine to come to Israel, and now here they are again. Their house has totally been hit by a missile. They have 5 children, and the children are so traumatized that at the orphanage where they're staying, they can't get them to come out of the dormitory. The kids are so afraid.
Wow.
Yeah. It's reality. School that we volunteered at's been hit.
It was hit last night.
Oh, it's too bad. I hate that. But so really, y'all not only help people here in the States, but you're helping across the sea.
We love Donna. We love our community, and first and foremost, we take care of our community through the other nonprofits. We used to be the hands and feet, but we couldn't run the store and be the hands and feet. So we decided, let's make the money at the store, give it to the ones who are the hands and feet of doing good work. And then that way everybody's doing the most productive part of helping. But we do give 5%, which is not much considering, what we do for everyone else. 5% to Israel. Because it's biblically correct. The Bible instructs us to help Israel.
Well, good. Is there anything else we've not talked about you want to talk about or bring up?
No, we just want to thank everyone. This community has been so supportive. We felt the prayers when we were trying to get back home. We would feel a little anxiety every once in a while, and it's like this calming would come over us. And we would say, you can just feel the people's prayers. And then we want to thank the loyalty of those who shop at Serenity Thrift and donate. A lot of our people donate at the back door that never actually come in the store.
Matter of fact, I saw somebody driving in this morning when I was going to work this morning at the radio station. I saw somebody pull in and they had, I think, a recliner.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I know where you're going with that. They're pulling in.
Yes, if you buy new furniture, please keep us in mind. We do gently used furniture that you're just replacing. Because we sell them mattresses, but we sell them at a cheap price because a mattress is not a want, it is a need. So we don't mark our mattresses like some stores do because we believe it's a need, and that's just another way we can minister. And if you are in desperate need of a mattress, we even partner with a nonprofit. If you'll contact us, that will help you get a mattress through us, through that nonprofit.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, so we partner with a lot of things. I hate that we don't have time to tell the community, but we're very actively involved from one end of this valley to the other with lots of things helping and doing.
Well, that's good. That's what it's all about.
It is. It's not about us. It's about our Father and the community.
Well, good. Well, listen, I do appreciate y'all being with us today, and it's been a good time to be out here. You have a beautiful place, and it's just pretty. That's all I can say.
And I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to come and care about what we're doing.
Not a problem. We try to inform everybody of what's going on, and maybe this can get out where you can help others.
That sounds like a perfect plan.
All right, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, as always, you can see our program on BTC Fiber's YouTube page as well as BTC Fiber's cable channel 18. And again, thank you for Kim Fuller and Needful Things General Store. So until next time, have a great day. Hey everybody, this is Glenn Edison from Valley Views. We appreciate you watching our shows, and we would like for you to like, share, and follow us on Facebook, as well as like and subscribe to our YouTube page.